Who was better during the Premier League career? Wayne Rooney or Sergio Aguero?
I think you have to rephrase that because Premier League career, you can't not say Rooney.
Well, no, but as in their time. In the time in the Premier League, who was a better player? I mean, obviously Rooney played more.
I'd say, Rooney. I think Aguero...
I completely disagree.
Aguero scored probably the most famous goal in English football, and he was an amazing player, amazing forward, and scored some great goals, but I just think Rooney was just... Different beast.
No, but this is where it comes to, like you said, the phrasing of the question. So Rooney obviously had more memorable moments in the Premier League and had a longer lasting impact. But I think in terms of quality of player, Aguero was a better footballer than Rooney.
Yeah, I suppose so. He's probably more technical. Rooney, I suppose Rooney was more just 100 miles an hour, just smashing in the top corner kind of thing. But I think Rooney was a good player as well. He can play. He could pick a pass and stuff like that. So I think Aguero probably was a better player technically then in terms of skill set and technique and things like that. But I just think Rooney was, I don't know, just something about Rooney.
I mean, Rooney was special. And I think whenever we have these debates, like, I'm not saying Rooney was a bad player at all. Obviously, he was good. And in his time in the league, he did absolute numbers. But I think I wanted to bring up a few stats for the boys, right? We've got Rooney in 491 Man United and Everton appearances. He got 208 goals, which is 0.42 goals per game. And then Aguero, in 275 Man City appearances, he got 184 goals, which is 0.66 goals per game. So Rooney, in 491 appearances, only scored 24 more goals than Aguero did in 200 less appearances. And you can use the argument of Rooney dropped back, but that's because he was simply not good enough as a striker anymore.
Or because players were bought in and he was a team player and did all of that.
I know, but when you hear that, come on. As an out-and-out striker, that...
I'm still taking Rooney. I still believe personally he was a better footballer.
You know, a bit of bias in there.
There is a bit of bias, but I do think that Rooney was a better football player. He won everything there is to win at club level. Every single competition he played in for Manchester United, he won. He ended his career as England's top goal scorer and Manchester United's top goal scorer. He was second in the Premier League all-time top goal scorer before Harry Kane overtook him. So when he's stepped away from the game, he's got all of those accolades along with the trophies, and as well being probably the first, or not the first, sorry, but the biggest, most recent star boy, shall we say, where at the moment you'd only really compare maybe Jude Bellingham to him as an English player, the way he kind of just burst out.
Oh yeah, when he came on the scene,
Michael Owen as well. But I think with the Rooney thing, he did it in a poor Everton team as well, didn't he, for a couple of years as well? So yeah, I mean, that's me being a Liverpool fan, an Evertonian playing for Man United. Don't generally like them, quite frankly. But I think he was special. I think he did have the edge on Aguero.
I've got some more stats for you.
Go on then.
Just to change it. No. But hear me out. Just to put it out there, right? So Rooney, in his time in the Premier League, one of the best strikers of all time, never won the Golden Boot. Never won the Golden Boot. Aguero did.
Well, Michael Owen never got above 20 goals in a Premier League season.
That's pretty wild as well. But like you literally say he's the best Premier League striker of all time, and he never even won the Golden Boot. He's not in the top 10 goals per minute. Aguero's second.
But the thing is, right?
You got him.
No. You didn't even speak, bro. It's flabbergasted.
I'm not flabbergasted at all because I know statistically Aguero might be higher, but the game is played on a pitch, not on a stat sheet.
No, I know, but he was also unbelievable on the pitch. He won everything there was to win other than the Champions League. Internationally, he did better. He won the Copa America. He played in a World Cup final.
Played for better Argentina teams than Rooney played for England.
That's a close call. That Rooney England era was pretty elite. I know that it never gelled that well, but still.
He played with the greatest of all time in Leo Messi.
Yeah, but come on, it's that England team when Rooney was in there, when you had Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, Ferdinand.
2004-06. That was.
We should have been winning stuff.
That was down to Ericsson just messing up.
That's not really on Rooney specifically, of course, but I'm saying Aguero's got them international accolades as well. I honestly don't even think it's a conversation, and it's the fact that it's so close in terms of goals, and he has over 200 less appearances, and there's a 20 goal difference. It's mental. Like, even if you...
Yeah, when you see that, you think, oh, yeah, that's crazy. But I don't know. It's just...
as a footballer, an overall footballer, I'm taking. But it's like what Danny was saying on the podcast last week. As an overall footballer, Mbappe is better than Haaland, but Haaland's stats will be better as a goal scorer.
Well, yeah, but that.
So, but they play similar, if not the same position, do they not?
I suppose so, but Mbappe has played on the wing quite a lot as well. Yeah, of course he has,
but he's also played up front.
Yeah, but
then you can say the same. You can make the exact same argument for Wayne Rooney because he played on the wing. He dropped deep. Yeah, so you see how you've just changed the argument there to try and So sometimes the stats are going to say, "Oh, this player's better," but like I said, the game's played on the pitch. It's not played on the stat sheet.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I agree with that point to a certain extent, but even when you take that into consideration, Aguero was still a very good footballer and he was technically very gifted, if not more so than Rooney. So the point is equal for both of those players. The only thing I think Rooney has in his locker a little bit more is he had a couple more of those big game moments and a couple more of those big game goals. But even Aguero's Champions League record was way better than Rooney's as well. So even in those bigger games...
But he hasn't lifted one.
True. You got Europa League though. Not quite the same.
So has Rooney. So Rooney's got a Europa League and Champions League.
Did Rooney win the Europa as well?
Yeah, he did.
Well, did Aguero win? Who did he win that with?
I think he won it in Spain.
With Atletico.
I think so. Yeah. I don't think it was with City. Yeah,
I mean, Aguero before City signed him, he was like the golden boy, wasn't he, in Spain, like along with Torres and stuff. But Atletico was it? Yeah, was Atletico Madrid, wasn't it? Yeah. So he was. You could say he burst onto the scene as a teenager as well. So yeah,
a bigger side though. Atletico Madrid's a bigger side than Everton is.
I just think as an out and out striker, right? Like you can make the argument. Even like I've got the assist here. Rooney, like obviously you say that he had that quite a long stint where he dropped back to midfield and played on the wings and stuff. In 764 career appearances, Rooney had 170 assists. Aguero had 120 in 680 appearances. So really, it's not that much of a difference to say he was meant to have been playing in a role to get lots more assists if that was his aim for a while. So as an out and out striker, even Aguero was as nearly as creative.
I just think.
No, but I think you just see it as a United fan. You just see it as like I love Rooney.
I'm a Liverpool fan, and I don't know what it is about Rooney. I just think because.
But you're looking at it purely. Stats. That's it.
I'm looking at it. I've seen both players play for a long time. Rooney was incredible, but I always thought Aguero was unbelievable. Well, every time he played for City, every time he always scored goals,
against Liverpool.
Against all the big teams in the Champions League. He bagged loads of goals for Argentina internationally as well. He was always just incredible, and so was Rooney. But Rooney dropped off quick. He had that period, and then for the last couple of years watching him in the Premier League, he was pretty dull a lot of the time.
I don't know. I mean,
it's a tough one because it is close, but I don't know. I just put Rooney ahead just.
When Aguero gets his own TV show, then we'll talk. Yeah.
Let Aguero manage Birmingham City and see what happens then.
Oh God!